Hi, good morning. Welcome to episode 3 of Miranda's lecture series. And today we are going to talk about complaining and how it affects positivity in your life. We all know that person in our life that complains all the time. And you're probably either somebody that just can't stand that, or you may find yourself not even realizing it, joining in the complaining, and you're also complaining too. There is a fabulous book by Will Bowen called A Complaint-Free World, and in that book it goes through how the more we complain, the more negativity we bring to our lives. And I find that true for me when I'm around people that are complaining a lot, and I start complaining also. I start feeling really negative, and I can appreciate that now that I recognize it. And so for yourself, I want you to challenge yourself over the next week to recognize when you're complaining, whether it's about something that happens in your life, whether it's about a coworker or a colleague or a friend or a situation or something at home, something that happens when you're on the job. What are you complaining about in your life, and why are you complaining about it? And how can you reframe your frame of mind to look at that situation differently? So there's a lot of things that happen to us every day. Earlier this week, my car wasn't running right, and I could have freaked out about it. Instead, I pulled over, I shut my car off, I waited a few minutes, I turned it on, and I was like, Jetta, with 180,000 miles on it, you are going to make it to work, and you're going to run just fine. And it's been running good the rest of this week. However, I think I probably better get it into the shop. So I'm going to make an appointment and get it in for a tune-up and probably get the timing belt changed. It's well overdue. But I made an action plan to reconvert my complaining and do something about it. I took action to do something about it. Those people that are in your lives that complain all of the time, are you also a complainer? Right? We all have those friends and family that everything is negative and they have a really hard time seeing the positive. Like I said earlier, that helps us kind of get dragged into that negativity. You've probably been there, in many different situations in your life. And how can you look at that situation to help them reframe how they're thinking or remove yourself from the situation? We don't want to be in those situations where we're constantly feeling negative, constantly complaining. It actually draws more negative things to you, and more bad things actually tend to happen to you when you're just so negative. And complaining is what causes a lot of negativity in our lives, because instead of looking at how we can make things better, coming up with a solution, or removing ourselves from the situation, we just enthrall ourselves with it and cause more and more negativity. So over the next week, I want you to notice when you're complaining. This could come out in many different forms. It could be just a negative thought about somebody, like, oh, that person's hair looks bad. Question to yourself, why did you say that? And why does it even matter how you feel about somebody else's hair, especially when it has literally no effect on you? It could be about a situation at work. Maybe you and a colleague are just kind of at wit's ends because your personalities clash, but you're not able to recognize that you have a personality clashing. And so you just constantly complain about that person. They never do anything right. They're constantly making mistakes. On the contrary, maybe why are they making mistakes? Or why are you feeling like you need to complain about them and what they're doing? Ask yourself those questions. Stop yourself and think before you speak. Try to reframe how to get to where you would like to go by maybe setting some goals and working through that problem versus just being so negative about it. Have that positive spin on life. So that's my challenge for you in my lecture this week, is to breed more positivity in your life by eliminating the complaining.